Right. Uh, a little bit late, but I'm so sorry everyone. I was actually very late for today. Let's just see. Hello Ian san, how have you been? I'm so sorry I'm actually late for today. I'm actually supposed to be starting 1 hour 20 minutes earlier, but anyway, the reason why I'm actually late is because before I start my stream, I actually fall asleep. I was actually very tired. I mean, like, if you guys hear from my voice, it should be very obvious that I'm actually having a little bit of sore throat along the line. So basically, what happened was that yesterday I went to Johor Bahru. Yesterday I went to Johor Bahru. In case you guys are wondering, it's actually Malaysia, so I actually went to Malaysia for half a day yesterday, and I mean, like, basically I went to get a new shoes, I went there to eat, I went there to chat things out with my whole family, basically both my parents and my sister and her husband. So the five of us actually went to get something. I even get a small little electric fan that has apparently air conditioner effect on it. It's not very cooling, but I mean, like, when you hear the sound, yeah, you can just hear the sound is very loud, but for me it's actually very cooling because when it blows my face, it's actually very cooling. I mean, like, it's not like it's not always that I can freaking put a fan right in my face, you know. So I'm actually very happy getting this. It cost me around $20. The original price is, like, in terms of like conversion rate, it costs around $80 in Malaysian money, but when you convert it to Singapore money, it's around $20. So for those who are from US, it might cost you even lesser. It will be cost you around $10+, which is a killing for one small electric fan that actually have a little bit of air conditioning effect. I mean, the funny thing is, right, in the middle of it there is a little metal plate on it, and it's actually it is actually very cool. So there is, like, you can just feel like when it get too cold, there is how I call it, water condensation on it. We basically is like, it's very cold to the touch. It's like it's like basically putting ice on your face if you actually let your face touch the metal, and it's actually very kimochi. So I'm actually very happy about getting this in, because if I do get out or when I'm at home and my face is very hot, sometimes my fan can't blow me that just in time. So getting this actually does help in a way. I'm actually enjoying this little fan right here. I'm just gonna switch it off because I don't really require it at the moment. But other than that, it's actually a very nice thing to have, because sometimes if you are in Singapore and the weather is very freaking hot, you do want to have something like a portable fan or a paper fan along the line to let you cool down along the line, because you do not want your body or your face to get too hot. I personally have give a lot of advice while I was in Japan at the time. Was that a lot of people ask me, like, how do Singaporeans survive a lot of people ask me, like, how do you survive hot weather in Singapore? And my advice was actually very simple. You drink more water, you try to stay indoor, you try to drink energy drink, a sport energy drink, like sport drink if you can, because sport drink, because when you lose when you stand under the sun, your body actually is losing a lot of water and everything, so you won't actually realize that you've been sweating and losing water, and you might end up getting heat stroke. So it's like sometimes your body need a little bit of water, and the only way to keep your body to have more water would be drinking sport drink, and that's like the most easy way if you don't really want to drink a lot of water. No, it's so loud, it's raining there. No, it's just basically the small portable fan that I got. I got it in Malaysia when I went there for half a day yesterday. My sister bring my whole family there. It's really nice to have it, because I mean, like, the weather had been not very kind, and even my dad have been complaining like the weather is very hot lately. And yet the funny thing is, right, despite the hot weather right now, I'm actually having in front of me a freaking hot beverage, which in Singapore, I think it was from Hong Kong. They call it yin yang, or basically it's coffee and tea. You mix coffee and tea. It is a thing in Hong Kong, so it's actually it's a very easy make to drink. It's basically you just get a packet of instant coffee and a packet of instant tea, and you just mix both of them when you and then voila, you got yin yang. Welcome to the Southeast Asia. Yeah, it's freaking hot. Even right now, I'm having a fan next to me blowing, and my face on my body is not helping though. I'm actually been sweating a lot. Let me see if this window open. Yeah, it is open. My window is actually open. It's just that I set up a cushion, a curtain just in case. Guru-san, hello there, and Fish-san, hello there. How's your day? Today, okay. I do remember I do want to do the Hololive list, but I decided to do that next week. Today I just too tired mentally because it's actually how I said it. Yesterday I was I only been to Malaysia for half a day, alright, and I was so damn tired. Like my dad, my mom, and me was like so damn tired today that we just basically stay at home and do nothing. For me, I know I did a very interesting video today that actually managed to get up to 6 likes immediately. I'm actually very grateful for you guys to take a look at that video, but at the same time, it's like I only managed to squeeze that video out. Like my mentality fatigue is actually there already. Like it's not burnt out yet, don't get me wrong. I mean, like I love to share a lot of new stuff every day. Just working part 2 at this time. Wait, are you working on your own style or working for others, Katniss-san? The funny thing is, right, right now my family is very inclined to go to Malaysia again just to buy stuff. Just yesterday I bought a portable electric fan. And what did I get again? I can't recall something. Oh, yes, a new shoes. I got a new shoe, a slipper actually to be exact, but it's still technically a shoe, and it cost me around 229 Malaysian money, which is around $80 in Singapore dollar. It is still very expensive, you know. You guys have to understand. Like, I go to Malaysia, Johor Bahru, Malaysia, just to get a new shoe. Is like. The funny thing is, right, I go to Malaysia, I go to the shopping mall, I see the shoe, and like my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, like wanted to get a new basketball shoe, so he get it, and then we were like, and he was like, "Do you want to get a new shoe yourself?" Also, I was like, I think I needed to get a slipper, and I saw a slipper, and I just get a slipper, and I wore it today, and it was like, it was very good because it's like I think it's like a Malaysia brand, and I was like, damn, this Malaysia brand shoe is so nice because it's not only is it expensive, but also it when I go out for a walk, I didn't slip down because the floor is actually very slippery, and I was like, I'm like, everyone who wears slipper will know that when you walk on a slippery roll and you're wearing a slipper, you're gonna slip because it's slipper over a slippery floor. And I was like, when I wear that shoe and I walk, I was like, damn, I didn't slip. It's just very anti-slip. Like the anti-slip function on the shoe, it was so damn good. And Matthias, how have you been? I'm actually taking a rest today. I mean, like yesterday I was taking a rest because I went to Malaysia, Johor Bahru, but today I'm actually doing a night chat, but at the same time chilling a little bit. For Kelly-san, dude, why are you getting overpaid for the things you do? I feel like every time you've been doing a lot of stuff, even bringing back to home, it's like I feel like this is kind of funny, you know. Like I feel like education have been brainwashing us in the wrong way, because the thing is, right, in school, right, we always say that you have to bring your homework home and then do that. And then right now it's like you're doing your job work, and how the hell you bring your job work home to do? It's like, dude, can't you do it at your place or something along the line? Okay, so hello there, how's your day? Actually, this one is nice. It's hot, but it's also nice. Feet hurt. Have you been working a lot today? I did work quite a lot yesterday when I went to JB, but today after a good rest, almost a whole day, I did manage to do a recording for Random Chat, but at least I was able, I mean, like, today my leg is actually fine. I wish, but I don't want to stretch tomorrow when I'll be streaming at night time. Oh, you know, the thing is, right, I can see that, because the thing is, right, every time when I go out and then I come back home, I'm so tired, I'm like, I don't want to do anything. It's the reason why when I'm sitting down here, I'm just prefer to just do night chat and don't play. Like, literally, I don't want to play game, because if I play game, sure, you guys will see that if I play game, I can play game, but the thing is, right, I won't speak, because I'm already I'm just relaxing, casually playing game. What is that squeezing sound? Basically, it's my chair. It's my chair. I need to oil my chair now. Not now, but basically, when I have the time, because it's like if I do this, you can just a little bit of squeezing sound. Anyway, bring to the. I think the list you wanted to do with Kurt, cook for her. It is the roller chair. It is the gamer, a very cheap gamer chair, just in case need to know. But after a while, you know, like when your room is kind of like so humid to the point that your chair will need to oil it a little bit, even it get rusty, nah. You know that kind. So it's actually fine. There's no issue in that. It's just basically that like even like for my computer, I have to like clean it, the internal one, just to do a little bit of maintenance, just clean out the dust. And also like, dude, only 1-2 months and then it's already dust inside. Oh my god, you're big now, like along the line. So it's like I have to take good care of it. Aki-san can cook. Don't need to worry. Once she cook for you, you become more lazy and you start enjoying the food, and then you can't think of anything but her food, and then you stop thinking of stress, you stop thinking of things, you stop thinking of work, and then all you need in your mind is like, I need Aki-san food, and then you'll be like, 没事. This one is Ame cooking. You mean my cooking? I have not do cooking for quite a while. In terms of like streaming cooking though, because from my place, my room all the way to the kitchen is just basically like I have to walk. Like you have to walk out, and doing like setting up the computer there all the way to do a live stream doesn't sit very well. So I am not doing it though, because the one thing is that that freaking place, for some reason, even when you clean up the place for who know how long, where you can just see like there is ant just crawling here, there, everywhere, and I was like, not the chicken. The one thing I would have to say is that my mom don't allow me to use too much oil to cook now, so I can't do fried chicken. Like my mom doesn't allow me to do fried chicken. It's I know some people like sad thing. I have not do fried chicken for quite a while. I still remember the recipe. I still knew that whatsoever. But my mom doesn't allow me to do fried chicken as a whole because she doesn't want the kitchen to be too apparently oily along the line. What, please? Ristan, hello there, how's your day? Oh yeah, I do have an air fryer, but the thing is, right, the air fryer, right, when you do fried chicken, right, if the fried chicken is already kind of like fried once, you put it in the air fryer to cook as a whole, is fine. But if you kind of like fry the chicken in the air fryer, the skin is not gonna be crispy, the right kind of like crunchy sound, that kind of that one, and I don't feel it's right to use air fryer to do the first fry at least though. It doesn't match, like based on my recipe. I tried it before. I tried it already. It ended up having the skin more very crispy, not wrong, but the chicken is undercooked. A bit of water and oil at the bottom. So also, by the way, Wee-san, how have you been? I mean, I haven't seen you for past few days technically. To talk too long. Thai pollutions on holiday. And the thing is, right, it's not fried chicken anymore. That's sure. I mean, like, when you call fried chicken, no matter what, I know some people will say air fryer is still fried chicken. Not wrong. I won't deny. We can't deny that because it is still technically a frying chicken. But the thing is, right, you wouldn't have that actual taste to it though. You're good so far. That's how. No, I'm referring to a freshly made fried chicken. Okay, so I'm referring to a fresh made fried chicken, as in you make your own batter, you make your own chicken. You don't kill your own chicken because I don't know how to kill a chicken yet. But I would just definitely say that I can buy a raw chicken meat and then just dip it along the line. At least she didn't throw anything weird at you. Wee-san, before I start my stream, right, I went to a live stream. I throw 1 coin at her. And I get out. But yeah, I'm actually very tired today, even yesterday, because you gotta understand. I mean, like, if putting out content would be like, what did I do yesterday? I went to Malaysia to buy a slipper, a 229 Malaysian money to just to get a freaking shoe. And I mean, like, the shoe is actually very, very good, but it's like, I went to Malaysia to buy a slipper, a 229 Malaysian ringgit money shoe. It's like, I think people will be like, what the hell do you went to Malaysia for? But you're the only online, like, her voice is holding back crying. Didn't Richie's son say she cut her hair and she overcut it, that it became like very, very, very short? Chorus, son, hello there. How's your day? Right now, just doing a night chatting along the line. I mean, like, I'm actually not very, very sure. Is it even alright for Muslim girls to cut their hair like very, very short? Oh, I didn't get scammed. I don't need to worry. I went to a branded shop in Malaysia. It's not those cheap kind of shop that I went. So it's actually a legit one. And I mean, like, apparently it's a Malaysia brand, but it's actually very, very good though. I mean, like, the shoe is quite comfy. When I walk on despite being a slipper, I walk on a slippery road, I still didn't get slip, and it's actually very, like, the traction is very, very good though. So I actually like it a lot. I mean, she does look handsome and pretty cute at the same time. You're confused. Hi, Carol. I mean, like, Wee-san, hold your horses. Don't get too horny, okay, young lady? Just because you say that you're not that old or not that young, but doesn't mean that you have to go and be horny over your cousin. You need advice? What kind of advice do you need? Me? No, I'm not referring to you. I'm just saying hi to you. But how's your day? No, I'm referring to another person getting horny. Actually, no. Can't cut to a boy style without proper reason. So you mean to say that Rich's son did a mistake? Is the weather hot? Yeah, I feel like the weather it is very hot. Your friend got harassed for changing her mind on a matter. So, and get called a hypocrite. May I know what kind of matter that your friend changed her mind on? You hear something's horny, you might miss me here. No, Neru-san. There is someone that I know very well in reality right now, in the app right now, and she is always very, very horny. She always, for some reason, get horny. And it was shocking from someone you knew too. Oh? No, Hanashi. Like, what kind of stuff? You want to say name, don't need, it's alright if you don't want to say name, but at least tell me like I need more information before I can give a better advice. I mean, like, if a guy and a girl look good, it's still the same. I mean, like, if Richie's son do look handsome, despite being a girl, congratulations, she might get to whisk up some girls along the line. She don't want to do even, but then she saw something she wanted, so she informed everyone 1 week prior that she's going to get it. Alright, before Akisa continue, can I have an understanding that is it because that there was something that the girl she wanted, and when she changed her mind, she the same girl got a lot of people saying like, are you crazy along the line? Why? I thought you said you don't want you don't want to do any more event along the line. No. Okay. I guess I jumped the gun. Alright, good thing I already asked for more information. I'm not sure if I should drink another cup of coffee. This coffee is damn delicious though. Dude, why do Malaysia always get all the nice coffee and not in Singapore? It's already been pre-informed 1 week prior. Okay, the thing is, right, for Aki-san, I would definitely say that you have to understand, at least from the others, like those people who call your friend hypocrite, right? Normally, if we look at their I'm gonna say like from their point of view first before we talk about what kind of advice we can give to your friend. All right, if we look from outside perspective, when a person say one, obviously people will have the idea that okay, this girl is gonna do number one, and out of nowhere the person saw something that interests her and she just think, hey, you know what, I'm gonna think too. Obviously there will be some people, it might rub some people the wrong way, and people will just think that, oh, the person, he or she is a hypocrite. We can't stop those people from thinking so, because the thing is, right, people will say that you say number one, why do you change to number two? The thing is, right, not everyone is as forgiving, or some people just want to say that whatever they feel it is. And even when the person say, like, even the person, if the person say that, oh, the person want number two instead of number one, the thing is, right, not everyone have the idea that, hey, yep, I understand, we some people just can't accept it, and people just take it that, oh, you say one, now you are doing number two, it doesn't make sense. So those kind of people, like, if we look from their perspective, right, some people can't take it. I mean, like, it's the same thing. If you look at Twitter right now, a lot of people say once, two, or whatsoever, and you look at the number of people fighting over a game, the Assassin's Creed, everyone fighting over it without understanding that the main issue is number one, but people fighting issue number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But at the end of the day, do they actually address number one? The number one actually lost cause already. So the thing is, right, people always fight because they think that it hey, you like, people always say that you say one, it should be one. You can't out of nowhere change up to number two. And the thing is, right, people have the mentality of thinking that, hey, if you say one, you should do one. You shouldn't out of nowhere change your decision. Which is the reason why I always say that you have when we change, right, like when I do a lot of stuff, you always hear me giving like a valid reason. And and the thing is, right, a lot of people need to understand, like, this world is moving in a way that that we won't expect. If we can predict a lot of things, right, we will be saying a lot of things. The reason why everything, like, there is always like changes to our life, the things we have to do, is like we can't predict what is happening in no matter what, and there is always a form of changes. Like, that's the reason why when I put up my schedule, right, there is a word below called schedule subjected to change or delay. Because the thing is, right, people have to understand that if I change my schedule or if I delay my stream, you guys have to accept it. And the thing is, right, if people can't accept it, I won't mind if they unsubscribe from me just because they couldn't accept it, because this is how I do my live stream. I've seen a lot of people just being like, you know, the funny thing is, right, I always say this in Chinese, 讲人讲自己. When people say a person is a hypocrite, if you think on another way, how can you call another person a hypocrite when you're the one who is acting the hypocrite here? So at this point, right, I believe that the friend who called another person a hypocrite, the person who say that hypocrite, I think that person is a hypocrite, him or herself, because often more than not, if you can't look from another person's perspective, I mean, like, it's kind of funny that today I put up a video called cherry picking sauce, right? In the video, like, cherry picking, like, people always look at, like, in the video I talk about, like, we all look at a lot of things, but we never look at from other people's perspective. Which is the reason why when I do like random chat, right, I always say you have to look from many sides of the coin. You have to look from like, if let's say for example, if your friend changed the schedule or change the event like out of nowhere, we have to understand that there may be reason for it. We can't just say that, oh hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. I mean, like, if you can't accept it, no one's forcing you to accept it. You can just move on with your life, because the thing is that at the end of the day, the world moves without you. But again, I mentioned, like, you say that he spat at their friendship, right? Now who's the hypocrite here? If the guy say hypocrite to your friend and he spat at their friendship, now who's the hypocrite here? Like, it's very damn obvious that now I change the perspective to your friend now, the one that is crying. Like, if you look at the other hand, it just proves to show that, hey, if you can tell other people being hypocrite just over a small trivial thing, it just proves that they are the one who being hypocrite just for saying, oh, you're the hypocrite, like, just because you change your event, your schedule or whatever, your mindset along the line. Like, dude, it take one to know one. If you can tell, if I'm an idiot, I tell people you're the idiot. If we use the word, when you say bad thing about others, you're actually talking badly about yourself. So it's the thing is that I feel that the person who say your friend being a hypocrite, I think he's a hypocrite in this case. Because the thing is, right, at the end of the day, you never look at one's perspective. You just defending your own bubble, you're just defending your own point of view, but you are not looking from other people's idea, other people view, other things, and you just think that everything rotate, the whole damn world rotate about you. That's just hypocrite, okay? So at the end of the day, if a person say another person being a hypocrite, this is one of the things that you guys won't hear me saying a lot of bad words. Because the thing is, right, I believe in that if you talk badly about others, one day it will come back and haunt you. At least that's how I feel. So the best advice that I can give to your friend is that do not think too badly about that guy. If now because the guy is acting like a hypocrite himself, just take it that that he is just talking badly about himself, just move on with your life. There's nothing to talk about at this point. I mean, like, if they still able to bury the hatchet, that is still a good thing, but for now it's best just move away from this whole situation and let everyone calm down. Because the thing is, right, sometimes when a person is mad, or sometimes it's person when being too emotional, right, they can't think properly. Whether be it that they are sad or they are happy or whatever, even like it's really true. Like when you are too happy, you end up making mistake. So this is one of the things that sometimes you have to step back and read, like calm down and see the whole story, see the whole situation before you move on. Because the best advice for your friend is right now, just calm down, relax, just don't think too much about the whole thing and just move on. Because the thing is, right, when people call you a hypocrite and they act like one, they're just talking about themselves. They're just acting like a clown at this point. So there's nothing wrong for you to think badly about yourself. All you need to do is just move on. Don't think and just... I mean, like, if you don't move on, the world will still continue without you. So don't let this thing set you back. you need to stay strong. Tell your friend you have to stay strong. You have to disregard whatever people say, because people will always say something without understanding that what they can hurt other. I mean, like, this is one of the funny things that there's another saying about in I think it was also in Chinese, that a randomly thrown rock may end up hitting a flock. And it's kind of funny that sometimes when we say something, right, it can end up hurting another person, and this is really something that people never understand. Is that sometimes a small thing that we find harmless can be very, very harmful to others. And this is something I learned when I was young, and I know very, very well how hurtful it can hurt. And we have to be very, very careful with the word we say. We can't be so sure when we say something that end up hurting ourselves without understanding the full detail. And maybe sometimes when we say something that we may end up hurting other person without understanding. So I mean, like, I'm not saying like who is right or who is wrong in this situation. It's just that sometimes people always tend to say that, oh, you're a hypocrite, but the other one acting like hypocrite themselves. Oh, just because people change their decision. I mean, like, the world always change. There's always things that happen without you knowing, and obviously we have to cater to the change. So if your friend can cater to the change of changing, I mean, like, if your friends can say, oh, hey, if I feel that I want this change, I should also change my idea and go with the change. That's a good thing. Your friend is able to adapt to the change. But if your friend just being there and say that, oh, you shouldn't go for the change, unless your friend is able to convince your friend not to like, maybe you should think that you can use don't go for this or don't go and do that. Maybe there is reason. Like, if you can convince the person instead of attacking, then it's all fine. I mean, like, let's say for example, how to convince your friend not to join the event. Like, maybe that there may be a better event in future along the line, or maybe there is this is not the right time for you to join this event along the line. Like, if you can convince the other party about the whole situation, then I think that would be the better way. But going as far as saying like, oh, F you, or attacking on oh, you're just being a hypocrite along the line, dude, then they are the one being hypocrite. So I don't think it's right to randomly attack, but at the same time, we also need to understand that at the end of the day, from how I look at it, it's all a small thing. It's just that people always love to make a mountain of a molehill. It's always a thing. I mean, like, look at Twitter. I have been busy over Twitter for 2 days. The reason why yesterday I went to Malaysia, Johor Bahru, just to get my mind out of the toxicity in the internet. It is a thing that sometimes you may see up the number of like the toxic in this world, and we can't stop people from thinking so. So I don't think you need to worry about anything. Just tell your friend not to worry. Just live and move on. Don't let these kind of things set back. If you let these kind of things set back you up, you are unable to move on. It will affect you negatively, because the thing is, right, you can just say the world will move without you. It's not a good thing. Just move with the world. Just do whatever you want. She's okay now, but you're still pissed at the guy. I'm assuming that you are referring to the guy. Yes, Nero-san is very, very deep though. Life is very deep. It's just that how do we look at it? But Aki-san, let me ask you. I know it's a very simple question, but you can answer. You can also choose to say that you think about it. Does getting pissed off mean that you can still continue to move on from this situation? If you can laugh, I think you get the point, right? Yeah, that's the thing. I know you will move on when you're satisfied. Don't get me wrong. We all we can be pissed off over things, we can be mad at things. It's just that don't let this thing affect you, because even if you don't move on now, the world will still move on, the crowd will still on, will still move on. So I know if it does piss you off, don't yes, I'm not worrying too much, but I'm just saying that don't let this thing set you back. There will always be people pissing us off. We can't let that piss off. Just if I get pissed off over every single thing in Twitter, I won't be able to move on. I will just be stuck in that situation. So the most important thing at the end of the day is that we have to move on. Even if the other person piss us off, right? You need to make a little precaution. Okay, my advice for you is that now we know that person act like this, right? Now we know that person act like this. I think it's a very good motion for us to understand that, hey, maybe, just maybe, we need to rethink. Not saying like we have to break the tie or whatever. At least we now know that maybe we need to be very careful about how this person act, how this person talk, and we need to be very careful to talk about some stuff with this person for in the future. We can't talk about every single thing with this person anymore. You know what I mean? Yep. At the end of the day, right? It's really kind of interesting that when I say we learn everything, we learn something new every single day. It can be anything. It can be your friend, something new about your friend. It can be something new about a travel thing, something new about food, something new about stuff on a daily basis. And at this point, I think for you, you can take it that you learn something new about that friend and that you now know how to act on it. We shouldn't like personally, I don't think that we should always affect. I mean, like even on Twitter, like when I see a lot of like people being hypocrite on Twitter, do I go around and pinpoint every single one, say, hey, this person is weird, that person is weird, or whatever? I can't. Because if I do that, I'm just cherry picking and like a frog in the world. It's the same thing like when I talk about this in my video today. Because the thing is, right, cherry picking or just stopping everything, it means that I'm just closing my own perspective. I'm just being narrow-minded. So at the end of the day, we always move on. We can ignore it. We can normally, but at the same time, I know there will be some part that there's always like the small little part of that we are mad about it. It is understandable. We are human. We always have that little bit of part of our inside our heart that we are always being mad on. It is normal. I don't think, Aki-san, you need to bring yourself for like saying that, oh, why are you pushing off or whatever. It's like, it's normal. When a person says something that is way beyond their what they, I mean, like, it's no simple thing. It's like, if they cross the line, you normally will be angry. And if you're pissed off, understandable. I mean, like, look at Twitter. If people, just because of one simple thing, people just cross the line and they say, oh, everyone just having a war on Twitter. It's like, it's understandable. People always get mad. It's just that it depends on how much we can move on and sit down and think about whole situation. And at the end of the day, I mean, like, sure, we can say that normally we can move on, but the best way from how I would say a person will actually move on is that when they don't talk about it. Sure, we can highlight, like we can refer to it in or talk about it in a while, but the only thing is that if we don't, like, can we ensure that we would say, if we don't talk about it, does that mean that we truly move on? It's just that the only thing that we only truly move on is that when we don't think about it, we don't talk about it, as well as that we do other stuff that is not related to the thing we're talking about. That is only when I truly say the person has truly moved on. But at the same time, when we think about the whole situation, we always end up being like, hey, we're still referring to it. I mean, the second path to madness, the second key phrase to madness is that when you start on the loop. When I say you start on that loop, you stick to that situation, is that people always like talk about the same thing again and again and again and again and again. And even if you say you piss off and you say you move on, but if you talk about it, you're still stuck in that situation. You're still mad about it. So I hope, at least for Aki-san, right? I know I know you're a very strong person. I know I have meet you. I know you can move on from it, but just don't let this affect. Tell your friend that move on. Don't let this affect her. And as much as that both of you are mad about it, don't let the other person being a hypocrite affecting you negatively. Yes, I believe your friend and you are a very, very strong person, and you can move on. But the best way from you is that for both of you is that now we know that person is a hypocrite or a person who just loves to talk about this kind of thing or just understand what he's trying to say. Not saying like if you are still friends, yeah, you can still talk a little bit, but at least you should know that there is a distance now. At least we should know that there will be that distance there. If the other person still don't see that distance, I think that we'll just keep it short and say that, hey, you crossed that line along the line. You know what I mean? But sure, you can just hop around if just to take your mind off, because I don't want you to stick to this kind of situation or get mad about this kind of thing, because at the end of the day all we want is move on, have fun, learn something new every day, and just chit chat and have fun. I mean, like that's how I feel that we all should be doing in this world. I mean, like, I meet you in real life, Aki-san. I believe you're a very strong person. I mean, like, physically and and mentally. I still recall that packet. I still recall that packet situation. You're not the only one. Hey, I mean, like, I meet Aki-san in real life. She is a very strong person. If a person can use a packet to smack another person, I'm like, that's how strong she is along the line. But at the same time, I'm not saying like that packet, that kind of packet situation. I mean, like, but at the same time, I still feel that you're a very strong person. At least I don't think you need to let this affect you in. Just move on. Don't let a person hypocrite just affect you in the negative way. We all always tend to be mad over small things, yes, but it's just that how do we move on is the whole situation. I feel like I don't need to worry about your situation too much. Just be yourself, have fun. That's the best advice I can give to you. Hi. またね、アキさん。Dude, I should really stop drinking coffee. Actually, in case you guys are wondering, right, I went to Malaysia to get instant coffee and instant teh tarik or tea, whichever you want to call it. And when I mix one packet of coffee and one packet of tea, if for some reason it tastes very delicious. Like, dude, a lot of Singapore brand, when I drink it, is so bad. But when I drink this Pacific Malaysia brand, it's like, damn, it's actually delicious. But I don't want to drink too much coffee though. Hoshino coffee. No, the thing is, right, you know, like, there is a Hong Kong, I think it's Hong Kong, or was it Taiwan, I can't recall. When you mix milk tea with milk coffee together and you get the drink called yin yang. Yin yang, right? That's why it's like, it's so delicious, it's so nice. Like, normally people say that you don't mix tea with coffee, but there is a drink that mixes milk and it's called yin yang or yin yang. But the thing is, right, when you mix, basically if you mix tea and coffee together, if you mix coffee and tea together, it is very nice though. At least the taste is very, very delicious. Yeah, I think it's called yin yang because basically like tea and coffee is like opposite of each other, but the caffeine is also super lushy. It is very super lushy because of that, which is the reason why I actually was thinking that should I drink one more? I just make one. I just drink it. I don't want to drink too much later having a heart attack during the live stream or before I sleep though. Oh, Cantonese is called Yuan Yang, but Mandarin is called Yin Yang. Oh no, hold on. If it's Cantonese, I think it should be Hong Kong then. If it's based on the Cantonese pronunciation, the main country that tend to use Cantonese is definitely have to be Hong Kong then. Yeah, it is it's a very simple recipe that is very nice, but I don't recommend people to overdrink it because like what Kathleen said, in reality the caffeine is also very super large. It is also very strong though, which is the reason why I'm like, I want to drink one more cup, but I'm like, another part of me say, no Ame, don't. And then I will, once in a blue moon, yeah, it's definitely, I mean like, over drinking of caffeine is not very good for the heart, especially for a person like, even like me who have high blood pressure. Like actually I have to tell you guys, I do have high blood pressure. It's the reason why I actually have to quit playing a lot of competitive game. Like when I used to play mobile game like Dota, League of Legends, Vanguard, Extraordinary One, Mobile Legend, a lot like all those mobile games, right? The reason why I have to quit, like it is really bad for my heart. Like anything that can get your heart pumping like very like the genuine rush, right? Like it's really bad for my heart. Which is the reason why if I do play competitive game, if I put up my heart meter to let you guys see how fast my heart can pump, right? It is worse than when I play horror game. It is worse than when I play horror game. Like if I actually try measuring my heart when I was playing the Wind Trace in Genshin this morning. I was playing that this morning, and I actually use a meter to check. Normally, when the highest recorded for when I play horror game is when I was at 150. This morning when I was measuring my heart when praying, like being afraid of being captured, right? The toki moment for your heart is that my heart actually jumped up to 167. It's like a heart attack mode. I'm fine, don't worry guys. It's just that when your heart jumps that fast, it's not a good thing. So it's really like sometimes when I play like this kind of game, right, it's really something like remind me of like why I have to quit competitive game like Dota, all these things. Is that number one, it's not it is definitely, I would definitely say that the toxicity in playing those kind of games is there, but at the end of the day it is still bad to my health. I have to be careful of my health. If I play very competitive, I mean like if I in the past can play Dota 1 for 10 hours straight, from the morning all the way to night time playing just Dota, and I can play until when I finally decided to stop playing. If both my hand can shake non-stop, if I can suddenly understand that my heart had been pumping non-stop, that's how bad it is. So at the end of the day, if one of the reasons why I don't play Dota game, mobile game, League of Legends game anymore is that it's really bad for my heart. Because you have to like think on the spot a lot of things, as well as that there's also like moment that when you're hiding and that you want to do ambush on your enemy, and you have to be very careful and you have to pray that your strategy will, and if your strategy fail, you have to think on the spot and change. Or even that or even when out of nowhere people ambush you instead, and that you got a jump scare a moment, is also not very good for your heart. So like a lot of mobile games do have that factor in, which is the reason why I have to quit playing that kind of game. I mean, like you guys don't get to see me playing FPS game as well, because FPS game is also another fast-paced game, and you have to be very, very careful. A lot of things. I mean, like if I play like one of the reasons why I call myself a casual player now is that I tend to play games slowly. I tend to play game based on my speed along the line, or have fun, enjoy, because I realized that just playing things fast or not enjoying the game or just playing for the sake of playing, it is not good for like internal feel. I mean, like playing game is very important. Of playing game is like you have to enjoy whilst at the same time ensuring that you don't have a heart attack out of nowhere. If a game can have a heart, like give you the heart attack moment, yeah, I think personally for me, I have to stay away from that kind of game. I mean, like not saying that everyone should stay away from that kind of game. At the end of the day, it's just that if I have a history of like if I have a family history of heart attack, like my late grandpa, my father, like if he can have a heart attack right in front of me and pass away, there's no way I'm gonna play anything that is gonna affect my heart because I know very well that I have high blood pressure. And if I have a high blood pressure, if I play any game that is too bad for my heart, I have to stop. Which is the reason why at the end of the day, it's not gonna, I know it's not good for some people, but at the same time is that if I'm gonna die just from playing a game, imagine like in the newspaper, VTuber Ame Gakita passed away due to playing a horror game, or passed away from playing Dota or League of Legends or whatever. Isn't that like, what the heck? And then it's gonna give more people, and those people who is against gaming, the ammo of saying like, ha, see, you play more game, you also pass away like this VTuber along the line. And it's like people are just gonna remember me. Here like Ame Gakita, the VTuber who passed away due to playing too much horror game or playing too much whatsoever and having a heart attack along the line. It's not gonna be good, right? Okay, I'm gonna mute on reality and I want to hear from Kat. What's your point of view though? No, you're not gonna give any point of view. You're just gonna say hi. You're just gonna say you agree with my point. You are in front of the fan. Don't need to worry. I'm next to the fan. Yeah, the thing is, right? Sometimes when we look at a lot of people, situation, right? If we actually look at a lot of situations, we always tend to not realize that sometimes when playing games, it should be something that we should be enjoying, not risking our life over it though. But the one funny thing is that if I want to like play mobile game or whatever, I think I would just stick to just watching people play and just enjoying it along the line. It's too hot. If you really shot until heartbeat 0, I will clap and your no need to worry. My heart rate is right now is normal. I think it's just that whether do I want to go and make another yin yang to drink or not. The thing is, right, it's really delicious. But on the other hand, I'm like, dude, if you go and buy this kind of drink, it can cost you around $7-8. But when you make it in your own house, it costs you only like less than $1. It's like, won't you want to make more to drink? You stay in the chat. Yeah, the thing is, right, a lot of people need to understand that the price hike for this kind of normal drink, right, you can get it, you have to pay around $7-8 for it. But when you can make it yourself and it costs less than $1, you'll be like, why not make more? Why not just have more to drink it? It's one of the things that when I'm actually very very grateful that the reality collect light to me. Oh, okay, wakarimashita. I mean, like this is one thing that I am actually very very grateful for. When I went to Japan, stayed for 6 years and worked in restaurants, like different variety of restaurant. I'm actually very grateful for it. It's because that you when you work in a restaurant, if you're working as a cook or when you're working as a barista or making drink along the line, you get to learn a lot of these different recipe, and you get to get up close like what is the simple recipe you can make from a simple cheap recipe, like cheap ingredient, and then you how to make it even like very fancy along the line. And it's really something that a lot of people need to understand, is that in restaurant we tend to try to get the cheap ingredient, put in the effort to cook and make it fancy, and then make you pay tons of money for it. It is a thing in most restaurants. And I really like the part that when I went to learn a lot of different recipe, learn a lot of different food stuff or whatever, and it really let me know and improve my cooking skill when I was in Japan. Which the reason why when I stay in Japan is like I always tend to cook like a lot of my meal. If I can cook one meal and eat it for the whole damn day, that's how much I can save my money. I mean, like it's like if you can spend $10 for 10 days to not 10 days. If you can spend $10 for 1 day meal and enjoy food that can worth around $40-50, that's a very good thing. But if you have to spend like $10 and you go out and eat, I don't think I think you have to spend additional money because it is gonna cost you more. So it's at the end of the day, I feel like learning to cook is better, at least if you know how to cook. But at the same time, I can also understand that some people are not very good at cooking. I also know that there are some people who is too lazy to cook along the line. I mean, like, it's understandable. Even for me, when I cook a lot of stuff, it's simple. But at the same time, I do understand that the effort to put into cooking is really like not everyone got the time or effort to do or the mood to cook along the line. Even like earlier today, for dinner, right? Like my mom actually asked me like, what do she want to cook? And I'm like, Mom, there is like some frozen dumpling. Just prepare a soup. Just dump all the dumpling in, add a little bit of seasoning to it. Voila, that's our dinner. And she really freaking did it. Like today, so basically my dinner today is just basically fried rice, a very simple fried rice with a side of soup, dumpling soup. And do I say like it's a bad thing? No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because sometimes something simple as a meal can go a long way. You don't really need to like say I have to cook something fancy. I have to like if I can stay in Japan and have so much food. I mean, like if I show my old Instagram account with my real life face on it, it is not only does that dog me immediately, but it really can, if you guys take a look at that the number of pictures I post at that time, like during like 3 years of my life when I was in Japan, I think you guys will be like very very shocked at the number of homemade food that I cook for myself. And I always get praise for my cooking. Like it's also one of the funny things that when that profile of mine, right, it's also what I used to let me into working in restaurant, because when I show that, it's like how to make sure that you can get into work in a restaurant. Just show how good that your cooking is when you're so that the restaurant will be like, hey, your food look very delicious, and then you'll be like, okay, you're hiring. You're being hired along the line. It's like, yeah, it's really one of the things that sometimes you have to create a little bit of profile or portfolio along the line to showcase that you're good at cooking, even though you're like just cooking something simple along the line. It's really, you have to show like if that kind of thing. And I actually showed a lot of my cooking to a few people already, and they were like, "Oh, your cooking looks so nice." It depends on how much effort I want to put in though. If I put a lot of effort in, it can look very very fancy. If I feel a little bit fancy along the line, then I'll cook very very delicious food though. I mean, like, but at the end of the day, when I cook for my parents, like my dad or my mom, I have to take into consideration into their preference. Like I see for for example, let's say my dad. He's already a very old man already. I'm an old man. If I'm an old man, my dad is definitely an old man. So at the end of the day, right? If my dad do not like to eat like chewy food or too hard of the food, I have to cook like if I would like, okay, I have to cook my food a bit longer. I have to cook my really have to cook the food until the food is softened, the food is nice, and it's like near to porridge moment, and let him eat along the and then he'll be like, hey, it's delicious. And then there is also my brother-in-law, my sister husband. He loves to eat not too much of the cooked food. Like he want that chew. Then when I cook for him, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to cook up to al dente. And when I make sure that when it's al dente, I'll be okay, this will be the right taste for him, and I will cook for him accordingly. And he'll like, okay, it's delicious or not. It's like everyone have their own taste, their own preference. It's just that whether can you be consistent on cooking the right bit out for them along the line, or will you cook everything is the same way as along the line? It's really like for me, I tend to, if I know a person preference, right, like if I know my dad or my mom love to eat something soft, I'll cook something soft for them. If I know my sister loves something soft every time, I will cook for something soft along the line. But if her husband want to eat something chewy along the line, then I have to make sure that the food that I cook for him is gonna be at least not too, it's not too raw or not too cooked, but at least in the right taste that he feel alright on eating it along the line though. Why English? You not can. I may been to Malaysia doesn't mean I can speak Malaysian. The only Malay, okay, in case you guys want to know what Malay word I do know, I only know sayang, I only know makan, I only know satu dua tiga. That's all. I mean, like, sure, there can be sedap or whatever along the line, but I cannot know every single Malay word, alright? I do not speak Malay, I do not, as my first language or second language along the line. So, I only speak in English or Japanese most of the time. Unless I'm speaking to my friend, that will be based on Chinese, Mandarin. And even if I say in Chinese, right, it's not like the actual Chinese though. Like, you have to understand, like when you speak in when you say Singlish along the line, it's sometimes when I speak to my parents, there is a mix of Chinese old dialect as well as there is also a mix of English, a few English words. It's actually, right now I'm actually kind of a little bit surprised that my dad is able to understand a few English. Not too much English, but at least that few bit of English that I'm like, yeah, I'm actually shocked that my dad that is able to understand English. The funny thing is, right, my dad had been saying like he had been learning English for like past 4 or 5 years, and basically what he do is that he learned to write a lot of English words, and he always tend to like watch YouTube videos, say like the Chinese word and then the English word, and then he write the English word. But when I ask him again what it means, he'll be like, "Wakarimasen, I don't know, 不知道." I always tell him that you learn 1 or 2 words new every day. You don't learn like 1,000 words per day, and then you're just going to hope that your mind will remember like 10% of it. You're gonna like you try to catch so many rabbits, you're gonna end up catching none. Okay. So this is one thing that I always teach when I tell people to learn Japanese or learn English or learn any other new language. Don't force yourself to learn too much word. Learn 1 or 2 at least. Understand the meaning, let it absorb into your brain, and then learn and something new again. If you're gonna learn like 1,000 words per day, it's gonna end up crashing your mind. I mean, like if a computer, if you overload it, if it can crash, don't think that your brain won't crash. Okay, our human mind is very complicated like a computer, and it's not like obviously you can like overload your computer and at most it will just get error or spoil. But if you think that your brain can absorb a lot of things, think again. You can remember, you can try to learn 1,000 words per day, but your brain will end up deleting every single thing the next day. It's our brain. That's how our brain works. It's like for some reason it will do automatically delete. That's the reason why we can learn to remember a lot of things, and also at the same time we also tend to forget a lot of things. That's how our brain works. That's how our mind works. Whether you like it or not, That's life. That is a human. That's the reason why when you go and ask a scientist about neuroscience along the line, it's very complicated. And the funny thing is that one of my uncle actually have a brain surgery, 3 major brain surgery recently because of an accident, and he almost lost his life because of it. But it was all successful, and he is fine right now. But when we talk about, like, when we ask him about his situation, there is like a lot of things that he still tell us. He's also not very sure. Even the doctor also can't give him a straight answer about what his situation is. And it just shows to say that when it comes to science, not even doctor can predict what is happening or even understand majority of the situation behind our brain along the line. And it's really something that we all should be very careful when it comes to brain. I mean, like especially like when having a heat stroke, when you're or having a fever or having like anything that affect your brain or concussion or whatever, it's like everything that linked to brain in a way is gonna have a lot of things. And even high blood pressure can also in a way having like contribute to a stroke, because like your brain have a lot of blood floating through it, and because of like normally our brain is very like apparently like squishy, soft along the line, and having blood flow too fast and not having a blood clot in it, and then you start having memory loss or whatsoever, or tumor along the line, and then you'll be like, it's going to affect your brain, and you may end up having like suffering from loss of eyesight, unable to taste the food, or loss of sense of smell, or unable to remember stuff or whatsoever. It's like our brain is so complicated, so physiated to the point that it's very, very hard to know anything. I mean, like, it's also the main, like, it's basically like the motherboard of like telling our heart to pump blood, or telling your stomach like when it's hungry along the line, or telling what your liver is to be doing, what your kidney should be doing along the line. It's really something that I always tend to be very, very inclined to know more, but at the same time I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a researcher, so I'm like, yeah, why did I know so much about those things? Like, there is no requirement as a writer to know too much stuff. I mean, like, sure, I can go and do some research about that, but at the end of the day, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to tell you guys I'm going to do research on people on all these things. It's like, there's no point for me to know this much. I'll just leave it to whoever is specialized on that and let them do whatever they think. If I feel like I need to ask, I'll ask. If I have to research on it, I'll research on it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a researcher, I'm not a theorist or whatsoever along the line. I'm like, why the hell I want to know about a human brain too much though? But yeah, this is really one of the things that I always ask myself, like, why do I know so many random stuff throughout my life though? Like, it really affect me, and like I always sit down and think like, why do I know so many random stuff in real life? And it's really one of the things that sometimes I'm like, if I'm so random, if I'm so confused, maybe I should just do a book, like before I start the random chat at the time, right? It was really called a random talk, a podcast, which I tend to do with Richie-san, or sometimes a little bit of with Kathleen-san and Neji-san along the line. I have not done a random talk podcast for very, very long. I will bring it back. Just that not everyone that I tend to do with is available to do it. So I have to wait. I will bring that podcast back where basically we talk about random stuff on a daily basis. But at the same time, it's really one of the things that that random talk is also one of the things that I always tend to bring bring forth something that I feel like I'm a random person in the random stuff, in the random life along the line. And if people find me through this random talk, random chat along the line, good for them, because there may be a lot of random things I can say on a daily basis. But on the other hand, I feel like not everyone able to accept that kind of randomness. I mean, like, there's so many things that is so random in this world. It's just that whether do we able to see past that a lot of things. I mean, like, it's kind of interesting for me, like, even like the number of random things, when you look at a lot of stuff, it is back to one thing: who's the one saying it? But yeah, that's how I feel though. At least it's also one of the things that when at the time when I was like, because I can't get too much people to talk about random stuff for a podcast, so I was like, hey, how about I do a shorter version, like let's say 5-10 minutes of a random talk, which I decided to call it random chat. But it's kind of interesting that because I tend to talk a lot, like seriously a lot. If you check out some of my random chat series, it is sometimes like less than 5 minutes, but majority tend to be average around 15-20 minutes or even more, up to 30 minutes. Sometimes even go out to 1 hour along the line. And it's really one of the things that I really wonder about, like what the hell am I even talking at time? Like it's really there's a lot of things I would tend to talk about. Like there is so many things to talk about, but at the end of the day, it's just that do we really sit down and listen, or do we just say that hey, we're just gonna listen to the nutshell and then we just say goodbye, sayonara, salabada, 再见, bye bye, along that line. But yeah, but it's also one of the things that I feel like the random chat is also helped me a lot. I mean, like it's also I feel like it's also the part where I've seen a lot of people who return to my channel to listen. I mean, like not everyone come to my live stream to watch, which is understandable because like sometimes we can have like they have their own life, they have their own stuff, they have their own things. You're done with your work, day work, okay? Congratulations, Kale-san! Omedetou gozaimasu! Finally, you're done. Now you need to prepare to rest. Still got part 2? Dude, how many things do you have? Twitch setup? Oh, you mean your own stuff now? Alright, I mean like if you're doing your own stuff, then I think it's fine. I mean like I'm still waiting for the day that when we can probably bring. I mean like when I say I want to bring back random talk podcast, right? I really do. I personally really do. I mean like I have not done a podcast like chit chat about random stuff for so damn long. Listen to me talk more. Yeah, the thing is, right, I personally feel like when there are some people, including me, when you get too old to a specific age and you have a lot of experience and you talk, we always tend to talk a lot more. I mean, like this is one of the reasons why I say human is technically association. Like always need to have a little bit of communication along the line. Is that you guys understand? Before I became a JP streamer, before I became an EMV tuber, in real life, if I can talk a lot, that's how much I can talk. I mean, like Kenlin-san, you have meet me in real life. You witness it up close that when I talk, I mean, like you do realize that how much I talk, right? Yeah, and the funny thing is, right? There is so many things that I can talk about, and there is so many things that people can listen. But at the same time, I'm not like going around and say like, "Oh, you should listen to me talk," and then don't care about it. I still give people the chance to talk, and I always try to like, understand from their perspective, understand from their point of view, or maybe sometimes I want to confirm their point of view along the line. Because the thing is, right, if I want to grow my horizon, if I want to make sure that my bubble is big enough to understand a lot more, then I need to able to take in a lot of stuff, understand a lot of perspective. Because the thing is, right, sometimes I may overlook small details that other people found it, talk about it, and then I'll be like, damn, I didn't notice there was such a thing. Like there's like one of the things I always say, we learn something new every day. That's how we should be. We should understand and able to absorb a lot of things. We should able to understand why would people think about this, why people will argue about this, and then we have to look at the bigger picture, understand what's the main issue, and then try to steer people to that main issue. But if people say that no, we don't want that main issue, yeah, if they say that you're just deflecting, yeah. Back to the point when I say when you talk about others, you're talking about yourself. When people say you are deflecting, they are the one deflecting. Like lately, when I've been looking at racism or the VTuber scenario or about Assassin's Creed shadow along the line. Like I've seen so many people. Like okay, let's use the VTuber scenario. They say that there is racism within VTuber. Can we deny there is no racism? No, we can't. But the thing is, right, when people is racist, right, can we be so sure like people who attack VTuber, are they people from the VTuber community? Can we be so sure that that people is a person that is a fan of VTuber but end up attacking any person who is people of color along the line? We can't. There can be people from out of the VTuber scene to attack VTuber, and people just say that there is racism within VTuber, which is not wrong because VTuber are being attacked by people from other places or within. Well, we can't be sure, but end up being attacked. You got a prize A for Pokemon. Oh, nice! What do you get? If you got prize A, that's good. That's a good thing though. But yeah, if you like it, that's good for you. I mean, like that's the most cute thing ever. Dunkin' Donut. Well, hello there. I mean, like if you look at the whole scenario, right? Back to what I said earlier, it's that we always have a lot of things that we always tend to talk about, and people tend to not realizing the main issue on hand, and people just make noise about it. And I mean, like the funny thing is like the VTuber community being attacked, right? If we look at the current situation, like people that is not out, people that do not belong to VTuber scenario, people who is not a fan of VTuber, people who is not even aware of what is VTuber, oh no, they decide to come in and say, oh, there is racism in VTuber. And then they start attacking anyone, everyone, and don't even care about who is the actual racist. When the person out of nowhere is the one being acting like a racist and saying that everyone is racist, it's like, and people defending that POS just because that he's whatever. It's like, and when the person got caught out for his mistake, and the people is like, oh hey, we're gonna say that hey he just made something mistake, and then when he changed and tried to correct his mistake, but oh, he learned mistake, he changed for the better along the line, and people won't even call out. It's like, wow. So if people make a mistake and people keep on doubling down and then just say using the race card or maybe using the gender card or using the LGBT card or whatever card there is in this whole damn world, and people just gonna forgive them for easily that just because of that, I guess that this world must be very, very kind. Even if a POS can go around making a lot of mistakes and then people just gonna defend him, I mean, like that just prove that's how crazy this world is though. But hey, at the end of the day, we can't really blame anyone for doing such a thing. I mean, like, yes, I do believe in second chance, but at the same time, we can't really be sure that can the person really learn from it whatsoever though. It's just being I mean, like, people will always make noise, and then when you think about it, right, how many people still talk about racism in VTuber stay? Like those people don't even know about VTuber. Those people don't even understand what is VTuber. People don't even understand the Japan culture, and they talk about it as if they know about it. And then out of nowhere, a few days later, when you ask them about it, it will be like, "What is it? Was that a thing? I don't know." I mean, like right now, I don't see anyone talking about VTuber racism, but people are talking about Assassin's Creed. It's like it's stupid. But at the same time, it's like people don't realize the scenario is like, when you look at the Assassin's Creed and then when you look at VTuber, what is the similarity between the VTuber racism and the issue on Assassin's Creed? It's still back to one simple point: it's the black people. And I have a few black friends, and when I actually messaged one of my friends from America, he actually said this to me: people will always make noise. It's just that people doesn't realize that they are being used. And I was like, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Like, black people are being used and they don't realize it, and they just make noise without thinking for their own. It just proves to show that how narrow-minded this whole damn world is. But can we blame everyone? We can't. Even I can have my bias. Even I can understand that it's a lot of things that I may cherry pick. But it's just that when people cherry pick and they just feel like, oh, hey, we can talk about this or we can do about that. It's like at the end of the day, back to the same video I made today. The fourth of life advice for content creator: don't cherry pick. I feel like it's kind of funny that ironic that today the video I upload is really something that hit home in a very funny way though. But we also can't really blame everyone because humans always tend to believe what they see without understanding from different perspectives. Whatever they see, they think is the truth, not realizing that what they see may be further from the truth. It's really something that I feel like this whole damn world should really even when I say that this whole damn world need to open up their eyes. The only thing is that will every one of them or even myself open up the damn eyes? I mean, like, people always like, one of the funny things is that truth and fact hurt. It is the truth, but at the same time, people always tend like in this internet world, in this internet era, what is true, what is false, what is information, what is misinformation, what is legit true, what is not legit true. It's like there's so many things that is, I mean, like, if AI can make a fabricate information, if AI can out of nowhere create something that is so realistic but people take it is the truth, I mean, that's just show how hypocrite this whole damn world is at this point. I really wish not to fight with those kind of people, all for the sake of fighting it, because at the end of the day, I'm just gonna get my brain rot with them. That's how I feel. But yeah, I mean, like, I personally still don't feel that we also like this affect us in a negative way or whatsoever way. I mean, like, we can do whatever we want. At the end of the day, we still have to move on. Even if you don't move on, the world will still move. The world will still go accordingly. And you can't really just say that, oh, it's gonna we should let this affect us or whatsoever. It's like we still have to move on. At least that's how I feel though. The most important at the end of the day is just have fun and just move on. I mean, like, just don't let anything negative affect you in the negative way. Anyway, now that it's pretty late, as much as I want to talk more, there's so many things to talk about. I mean, like when I say there's a lot to talk about, like. Like, the funny thing is that when I say I move on, right, this is one of the reasons why I don't want to talk about Niji Sanji. Like, if I talk about Niji, like, I've seen so many Niji Sanji scenario that is happening over the past few days. I also know about the gamer situation for the past few days. There's a lot of negative thing. It is something that is always happening, and yeah, at the core, people, I always tend to see a lot of people fighting over it. I got attacked by black people on Twitter over pointing out the main issue, and people just couldn't see the truth or whatever. And if I can move on, I don't want to think about it. It just proves that sometimes you have to stay away from negative thing in the internet just to have a positive point of view in life. But at the same time, I can't really escape from that because it will be just another form of escapism, and it's not something that we all should. I mean, like we still have to face it at times, but it's just that at the end of the day, can we still move on from it? It's just that people can't move on. People can always fixate on one thing, and it's really something that I don't want to let it affect my random chat. If I want to move on, if I want to talk about random stuff, I don't think it's right for me to always talk about Niji Sanji every single time on random talk, or about gaming scenario on random talk along the line. I feel like that random chat is really have to stay to its true core, which is random lies, which is a random stuff that I talk about, and it's the same thing as I do for my night chat. It's like when I talk about stuff, it can be just my daily stuff, or it can be stuff that I feel like it should be pointed out. I mean, like there has to be a bit of randomness to it, and often more than not, I mean, like that. Another funny thing is that one of my friend who watched it, right, he actually told me about this interesting point, is that he can definitely feel the randomness. Is that sometimes when we look at a lot of perspective, right, in life, when we look at the head and tail, the only thing is that when you ask people, do people look at the center of the coin? Do people look at like from different point of view of the coin? People will just take things at those are just random stuff. They don't think about it, and it does fit my my random chat in a way. And I was like, hey, it does seems, because people will just take it that this is just a random guy talking about a lot of random stuff along the or maybe just randomly yapping along the line. Yeah, I still feel like, yeah, I feel that I should really just stick to us calling the random chat just to bring a random chat or random talk, just a random talk. Just that will people understand that sometime in a random talk there can be a lot of things you can learn. I mean, like we all learn something new every day. It's just that will people understand that point is another issue though. But yeah, I don't think we also let things to affect our things, like our life in a negative way. We should just move on, have fun. That's the most important thing, and just be ourselves. I mean, like, sure, everyone can be a bester, or someone can be a very nice person. I mean, like, some people can even try to admit that, hey, I'm a very good person, I'm a very, very kind person, or maybe if I want to be so bad, I'll just say I'm a very bad person along the line. So yeah, we all can be just ourselves. We just all do whatever we want. And I personally feel like for random chat, if I want to talk about VTuber, if I want to do about VTuber, right, I feel like there should be something that I feel like someone that I want to talk about, or something that I want to add in my point, or things that I feel like I should add on along the line. Like even for Rima Everstar, if I want to talk about her, like she says she is a fourth VTuber, and people say that she is a horse VTuber. Then if I'm gonna do a random chat about it, I'm gonna do research and see like why do people say that she is a horse VTuber, and why would she say that she is a horse VTuber along the line? It's like I have to do a lot of research and come up with my own take along the line, and then will be at the end of the day, will people listen to it? Yeah, but anyway, 1 hour and 30 minutes for today. I'm actually amazed that I actually talked this much. I was kind of expecting that I'll be talking for 1 hour for today. But yeah, I guess I'm a very talkative old man. But yeah, today I do feel I need to rest more. I actually did sleep this afternoon, but I'm still very, very sleepy. Probably I sleep much, but at the same time I still want to sleep a little bit more. But anyway, for today I think that should be more than enough. I did want to continue the list for Hololive that I kind of like paused last. Like I actually did want to talk about this one last, that I kind of like finished midway. I kind of finish it midway, but yeah, I think like I should really kind of like talk about it maybe on, like maybe I should talk about this on next night chat along the line where I feel comfort and have a better mental to do that. If for now, I think I will just leave this again and just have a good night rest. I mean, like we all should really have a proper rest. I don't really feel like Sunday is a time when we have just play game or talk too much. We all, like everyone who work or everyone who have school or whatever should really use Sunday as a moment to rest. So yeah, with that being said, don't forget to press the like button on YouTube. Subscribe if you had not. We will talk again at the next video or live stream, and I hope you guys have a good day or night. Stay for everyone on reality. Oyasumi, whoever is still around. Alright. Oyasumi.